Shalom. Let's start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Citations to the Ophilet, this pushing the truth. A cause for comes earth, all faith, truth, and sincerity. All right, just I'm wondering about back again, not sitting. I just want to go into what's going on with the recent news and everything that's going on right now. As you see right here on the screen, you got French, the people there in France, I say, protesting, and losing it, The same thing that was going on with in Nepal, if I'm saying it right. You got Gen Z protesters, and they had they're losing it, is out of control, things, is getting out of hand, the high price of everything and the cost of living and and so forth. These unrighteous decrees, laws that are being passed, and people are just getting fed up, right? And we in those times, so it's just a matter of time before these people here in America starts losing it. It's gonna get there. It's getting there. It's gonna get there. And folks gonna finna start just going crazy, like just going on what's going on in France and Nepal. If I'm saying that right, that name right, Nepal. So we in those times of the prophecies, man, unfolding. The prophecies are unfolding in front of us. Things gonna get more crazy. It's gonna get real bad out here, man. Like I say, only the elect is gonna be protected. The Lord Yahweh is gonna protect the elect in these times, and not get caught up in the madness, that's gonna be going out here in the streets. Be protected from the madness that's gonna happen in the streets of America, Babylon the Great. And and what's going on in the world right now, in this wicked system in this world, this set up, this wicked system that's set up. Things, is finna soon get real crazy out here, especially in America, Babylon the Great. Had a shooting of the guy that got shot today. What's his name? Charlie Kirk. I think it's Charlie Kirk. So, a civil war could come about. We'll see. Just know that things are intensifying. People's people finna it's getting to a boiling point where it's just people are gonna explode. People's gonna start, like I say, just not giving a damn, losing it, not caring. It's gonna be more just, like I say, it's a civil war, race war. Whatever you want to call. It's gonna get bad out here soon, and it's gonna get chaotic, man. But yeah. But like I said right here, I got on the screen about what's going on in Nepal and France. So got protesters, uprising of the people, man. So I'm gonna get to the scriptures real quick going into this. 2nd Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So woe means destruction and distress to the world. There's gonna be destruction, death and destruction that coming to this world, this wicked world, the so-called white man Esau Edomite's world, this system, this wicked system, and them that dwell therein, the people that's dwelling in this, wicked system gonna be destroyed and gonna be destroyed and being put to death, and a lot of death and destruction is coming upon this wicked system's world that the Lord Yahweh gonna bring his judgments down, hard, upon those that, ain't right, and upon these wicked double Edomites too, these proud devils, the 2/3 Jakes out here that's wilding out here, just doing all this wickedness that the Lord Yahweh hates. This out here just not, you can't, it's out of control, right? These YNs that's out of control. And just Jake in general, just, just 2/3 Israelites is just not just out here pushing, wrong doctrine, not teaching the word of the Lord Yahweh right, leading their people astray, Lord Yahweh gonna deal with them as well. It's all about the elect. The elect of the so-called Negro, Latino natives are gonna be protected by Lord Yahweh in these times. Hopefully, I'm part righteous number, but it's all about the elect in these times, man. If you're that number, if you're a part of that 1/3 number, the 144,000, you're gonna be protected. The Lord Yahweh gonna have mercy upon you, in these times, like I say. But in the midst of the troubles, in the midst of these evil times that is going on now, and that's now in the head, it's gonna, you're gonna have, the men of the Lord, the elect, gonna be in the midst of it, but the Lord Yahweh gonna protect you in it. It's gonna get so dramatic, in in situations, but the Lord Yahweh gonna deliver his elect from those troubles that we're in now and going forward. It's gonna get way worse than what it is right now. Cause like I say, you still, you could go about, here and there. You go from city to city or parts of the city and this and that, driving and all that, whatever it may be. But with this economy like it is, it's gonna get to a border point. People just, can't afford this or that, start losing it, losing their mind, whatever it may be, because it's economy. Like I said, the unrighteous laws and decrees that's being pushed by Donald Trump and so forth. And I say you got the National Guard being deployed into these cities. It's gonna get crazy, man. We in those times all about keep your faith in Lord Yahweh. Keep believing. Don't back down. Don't give in to into this wicked system, or don't give in to the don't bow down to this wicked system. Eventually, like I say, you're gonna have the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. That's gonna be mandatory eventually. It's gonna be a build up to that. As we go forward, it's gonna happen, because eventually they're gonna crash the system. The banks, got banks closing left and right, and you got I say eventually, like I say, the paper dollar it's gonna be useless. It's gonna go to digital way of doing things, and then like I said, eventually, your debit card's gonna stop working. Eventually, like I said, that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, you're gonna have to take it. You're gonna have to take it to buy or sell, to function in this society, in this system. So, that's all. It's coming. It's coming, man. We're gonna go from there to on 2nd Ezra 15:15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So, like so like I say, you got the situations going on in France and Nepal. Got to uprising of the people, and going at it. You're gonna be people, like I said, the people here in America, Bible the Great, gonna be folks out here gonna be shooting each other, which the modern day sword is the gun. You're gonna have folks gonna have their knives and sword or whatever, machetes, what it may be, killing as well. But that's the times that we in. It's gonna get real scary out here, I should say. It's gonna get real crazy out here, man. So hey, that's the times that we in, man. But next verse, and going forward, 2nd Ezra 15:16. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So yeah, that's what's going on right now in France and Nepal. They're not giving a damn with who the prime minister, whoever it may be. They ain't listening to none of that shit. They going ape shit out there. I want to say, they out there wilding out, right? It's gonna get to a point here in America, Bible the Great. You finna have people they're not finna take what they're not finna take what Trump is the unrighteous laws, decrees that's being pushed on people, with the National Guard, where it may be, is gonna get to a boiling point of, you know, people just losing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna get real crazy out here, man. You know, and finna have people, on curfew. You can't go out this past this time or what it may be, and you know, it's gonna get very uncomfortable. And these Americans in Babylon Great, these Americans in about which is America. These Americans in Babylon are great. They don't like being uncomfortable. you know, they don't like being told this and that. Or you gotta, get your ass in the house, where it may be. Once they come about, because hey, that's what's gonna come about, and people ain't gonna like it. It's gonna be a lot of backlash, and so you're gonna have people just not giving a damn. Gonna have folks out here dying, fighting, and not, what I'm saying, they're not going to obey the orders that's gonna be told to them. They're gonna fight back. So that's the times we're in. We'll see how things go, but it's like it's building up. It's coming to it. You know what I'm saying? We right here. And we'll see how things, if it intensifies, it's gonna get real ugly real fast. But 2 Ezra 15:17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So like I said, the National Guard and martial law troops, UN troops, whatever, gonna be within the city. You ain't gonna be able to, like right now, you could do it, but it's gonna come a time where you're not gonna be able to cross certain parts of the cities. You ain't gonna be able to go this way or that. It's gonna be blocked off. They're gonna block off certain areas of the city you can't go to no more. So that's how crazy it's gonna get. That's how bad it's gonna get. And that's how real it's gonna get, because it's prophecy that the apostles and Elzenberg Redminster have been telling you for years. It's gonna go down. It's gonna happen. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But next verse. 2 Ezra 15:8, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So yeah, because these proud people in America, Babylon Great, it's gonna be, the city's gonna be troubled, man. Houses gonna be destroyed. Men gonna be afraid. You're tough. These YNs or these tough guys on your block, on your street, whatever it may be, whatever it may be, just around. They gonna be afraid how crazy it's gonna get out here, man. Seeing the troops come in and taking down people, or beating them and throwing them in the back of the Humvee, what it may be, and throwing them back in there and taking to a concentration camp, and whatever happens, getting killed in there, whatever it may be, locked in there, and in inhumane situations, right? So that's that's the times that we in, man. It's gonna get real crazy out here. But 2 Ezra 15:19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for the great tribulation. So a man shall not have no pity upon his neighbor. So it's gonna get to the point, hey, no neighbors ain't gonna give a damn, because how bad, the lack of food, or this in the stores, and or like I say, don't have the money, or what it may be, right? They can't access to get the food, however it may come about. There ain't no food in the stores, or they running out of food and this and that, and they other options, go to the neighbor and see what they got, neighbor's house, and break into their neighbor's house and get something, get whatever they gotta get, to survive. They gonna kill and get what they get and get up out of there. That's how serious it's gonna get, It's gonna get that bad, That's the times that we're in, going forward. We'll see how things go with this stock market. See, eventually with the stock market crash, with it fall, going into October, we'll see how things play out. But right now, it can get to that point, man. But just know that the prophecies in 2 Ezra is gonna come to pass, and it's gonna come, and You know, it's gonna take people out by surprise, and they're gonna know that hey, the apostles and the elders of Brother Great Millstone have been saying this for years and years, and it's gonna be happening, man. It's gonna be too late. You know, to repent for a lot of Israelites, you know, that didn't believe in apostles and elders of Brother Great Millstone, the word, you know, that they mock, scoff, and laugh. You know, those that those that believe in these false doctrines, and you know, and got led astray by other camps, you know, teaching wrong doctrine, gonna be destroyed. You know, but like I say, me myself first and foremost, hopefully I'm part of righteous number. Hopefully I'm part of righteous number to escape the wrath of judgments of the Lord Yahushua in these times. You know, so hey man, that's what we heading into, man. You know, as we go, you know, it's gonna intensify, and when it intensifies, it's not gonna slow down, because it's gonna things are gonna keep happening, right? It's not gonna slow down. It's gonna get so old. The police officers, the ambulance, the first responders gonna get so overwhelming where they gonna probably just gonna tap out. Ain't gonna be no police, cause how bad it's gonna get out here, man. You know, you're on your own. You know, you gotta try to defend you for yourself. You know, or like I said, the Lord Yahushua with you. You know, you're gonna be protected. The elect, you know, you're that number of the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino natives, which are the Israelites. You're gonna be protected from those from the madness in this you know, when all hell break loose in these cities and so forth. You know, but yeah, I'll go from there to this is Proverbs 29:2. And not just the shooting that's happened with Charlie Kent, if I'm saying the name right. But it was a shooting in Colorado, a school shooting. So you got these shootings happening in schools now. You know, so things getting, you know, it's turning up right now. We'll see, you know, but like I say, we at the end of this, and it ain't gonna slow down. It ain't gonna slow down. It's gonna keep on intensifying, man. It's gonna turn up to ain't no turning back. It's gonna keep going. You know, it's gonna a lot of more things are gonna keep happening, and you know, it's gonna get crazy out here, man. It's gonna get out of control. But Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So they see, who are the righteous? The so-called Negro, Latino natives, the Israelites are the righteous, are the chosen people of the Lord. But right now, you know, the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino natives are, you know, in obedience, in, you know, of the Lord Yahushua, his, you know, and in his ways, and repenting, you know, and believing in his word, you know, and it's going to continue in faith and not give up. You know, continue to believe unto the end until the Lord Yahushua returns. Because right now all Israel ain't Israel. You know, because you got 2/3, you got the 2/3, you got the 1/3. But when the Israelites are in power and in righteousness of the Lord Yahushua and his ways, you know, the people gonna be rejoicing. Gonna be like, okay, you know, this is how the world supposed to be. This how things supposed to be, in, you know, on the earth. You know how things supposed to be in order. You know, things, you know, is ran, and you know how it's supposed to be in righteousness and not in wickedness. Because how things being ran right now is in wickedness, and then greed and all this stuff that's going on with the Edomites that's in power. They, you know, they in power. That's why things like it is right now. All this confusion. You know, and you know what I'm saying, and backwards stuff, just backwards, you know, mindset, you know, and people just don't know what to, you know, do. People out here just lost, and you know, they stressed out. You know, there are, you know, they you know are just tired, you know, mentally. Just broken, you know, just being in the system. You got to pay all these bills, and you got to pay this high cost of living is going up, and this and that and so forth, man. Just, you know, greed, and you know, and all this, right, and so forth. these unrighteous decrees are being pushed out, so the people, so like I said, when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. So the people are mourning because of the so-called white people, Edomites are in power, man. These damn devils that's in power. The apostles and the elders of Berg been saying this for years, who the wicked is. The wicked is the so-called white man, red devil Edomites. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers, so forth, man. The elites, the bankers and so forth that's in control, right, of this system, and there's more of the families, that is out there. I just named a few, but you got the world elites, of this world, and they in control of the resources and this and that, and so in the laws that they push, and the people are mourning. People are fed up. They tired. And you've seen the uprising in France and Nepal. So you're gonna see more of you're gonna see a lot of uprising here in America. Babylon the Great soon. It's gonna get ugly out here, man. We'll see how things, it play out, but it's getting there, right? It's finna turn up. It look like it's about to turn up, and it's not gonna slow down. Once it does turn up to like it's like a uncontrollable fire. It just keeps going. It is what it is. It ain't gonna stop. But go from there to I'm in off of this. I ain't gonna make this too long. It's Ecclesiastes 10:4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he was set over it one that is profitable. So, hey, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh Shai. So the Lord Yahweh Shai, the Lord Yahweh Shai got this devil in power, the so-called white man Edomites, but he gonna bring them down. He's bringing his kingdom down. He's bringing the so-called white man Esau Edomites kingdom down right now. You got division. When you got division amongst the Edomites, so-called white people, red people. Scripture going to go to that when a house are divided. And how can it stand? So it's not. You seeing the dividing of the house of Esau, Edomites is divided. And like I say, you're gonna have civil war out here, man. Race wars. You're gonna have Edomites versus Israelites. Negro Latino versus these redneck devils out here, Edomites. It's gonna get crazy out here, man. So, but like I said, the Lord Yahweh Shai, he's in control. And I say in due time, he gonna set over it one that's profitable. And I said the Lord Yahweh Shai, once he returns, and I said the house, King David, the house of David, gonna be established, and gonna be everything gonna be in righteous order, and things gonna be, put into this right place, how things supposed to be, ran in righteousness and not in no wickedness and confusion, that these so-called white people, Esau Edomites, got the world in right now, man. So I just want to go into that. I didn't want to make this too long. So again, like our president, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahshua, Bahashem, Kakadash, to the apostle elders, to the sister brothers, to the few Aqua.